Welcome back to Out of Office Talks with the Eastern Shore Chamber. I'm Jason Schmidt with firewatchbusiness.net, and I'm with Shannon Brannon, who is Sales and Tourism Manager for the City of Daphne, Alabama.
That's right.
Welcome in.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We appreciate you being here.
I'm glad to be here.
Tourism is a big deal for us. It's a big deal on the Eastern Shore.
It really is. And it's really, really growing quickly. So it's so exciting. There's a lot going on, a lot of growth happening. So it's just super exciting time to be in the City of Daphne.
I want to interrupt real quick here to thank Cloud Mountain Coffee. What a great location in Old Town Daphne, and they allowed us to tape Out of Office Talks with the Eastern Shore Chamber. Thank you so much, Cloud Mountain Coffee. Come by and enjoy a cup of coffee and enjoy their beautiful location in Old Town Daphne.
Your phone's ringing all the time.
All the time. That's true.
I mean, when we talk about tourism, exactly what all does that encompass? I mean, as the Eastern Shore Chamber, we do have the Jubilee Arts Festival.
That's right.
So that's one of the things you do, but that's not the only thing you do.
That's right. There's just so much happening and growing. We have the Daphne Civic Center. We do over 200 events a year. We try to target events that bring in out-of-town guests, so they're staying in our hotels and eating in our restaurants. We also have 40 to 50 sports tournaments per year. So we have our beautiful state-of-the-art Daphne Sports Complex.
Yes.
Gorgeous if you haven't been there.
You need to go because it is an amazing facility.
It really is. And it truly, truly is state-of-the-art. We have our signature purple field. So if you haven't seen that, you definitely have to go. But it really is a beautiful place for tournaments, for families to come and just enjoy their weekend. And then while they're here, to be able to leave and go to our restaurants and experience Daphne and all of our parks.
It is a nice area. I mean, I love Daphne, and as a DJ, I've done a few weddings in the Daphne Civic Center.
Oh, amazing.
And it's very cool because out front, they have the ceremony, which is really neat how they set that up on the steps. And then inside is the reception. Mm-hmm. And that's a cool place. And then also my church meets there.
That's right.
On Sundays. So
every Sunday.
A lot of things go on there that people don't really know. Maybe they know that the Civic Center's there. And you have where can they find out what is going on at the Civic Center?
That's a great question. So we really work really hard to make sure all of our events, all of our public events are posted on our Facebook page, that they're posted on our city calendar. So daphneal.com, if you find Civic Center under there, all of our public events. So you just want to keep up with what's happening. You plan your trip, see what events are happening. You have the Jubilee Festival. We have Anime Fest. We have Mardi Gras.
So Anime Fest, let's hit that real quick. Have you been there? Have you gone?
Of course.
Of course. So a lot of people are dressed up.
Oh yeah.
They
go
great.
all out.
Okay, I don't know this, and maybe you do. Is Pokemon part of anime, or is that?
It is.
Okay.
From what I have heard, Pokemon is still very much a thing.
Oh, it is. It's big.
Yes.
Still a thing.
Mm-hmm. And it's big with our card shows as well. So we have the Gulf Coast Card Show, which happens twice a year at the Daphne Civic Center. And Pokemon, from what I have heard, is a big deal. And you have to get in early and buy right away because they go quickly.
That is amazing. So if I wanted to have an event at the Daphne Civic Center, mm-hmm. How do I go about doing that?
Yeah. So you can call us. You can go on our website. There's an online request form. You can call me. And you can come for a tour. We can talk about your different options. So I will say availability is limited depending on the time of year. So I would definitely plan at least a year in advance, maybe a year and a half, 2 years, depending on, what our busy seasons are, which are summer and fall.
Wow. And you have some events that are this weekend every single year.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Which is amazing.
Yeah. Mardi Gras, for sure.
Yes.
We're a big Mardi Gras town.
Mardi Gras is a big deal for us here on the Eastern Shore.
Oh, yeah.
And the crews you have in Daphne are?
So our parading organizations
Yes.
are the Shadow Barons, which always parade the Saturday before Mardi Gras, 6:45 p.m. They'll start at the Civic Center and they roll straight down Main Street. They'll turn at College Avenue and then come back down 6th Street behind City Hall. And so that one's a great one to go to. Then you have the Apollo Mystic Ladies.
That's it, Apollo, yes.
Which is the week before Shadow Barons on Friday night. That's an all-female organization. A great one to go to as well. Very family friendly.
Yeah, that is good. And the Mardi Gras and the card shows, they all have an impact here on Daphne. And a lot of it's economic, right? I mean, how big of a tourism, I mean, maybe people don't think that Daphne is such a big tourism place, but we really are. What kind of impact economically does your job have on our area?
That's a great question, and thank you for asking that. So what a lot of people don't know about tourism is that it is all about economic impact. So, tourism and the revenue that comes in from that is driving our economy and driving our jobs. And so every tourist that comes in is spending money. They are going to our businesses, they're shopping in our stores, they're eating at our restaurants. And so tourism really is important for our state. And that we have more and more visitors coming into the state of Alabama. Just in 2024 alone, the state of Alabama did $24 billion in revenue, which is more than doubled from 10 years ago. So the state is doing a lot to leverage tourism, and that's what we're trying to do in Daphne, is really harness, the potential and the economic impact that comes from tourism. So
it's a big deal, and it's amazing how many people come here to do certain things, and not only does the tourism bring people in, but they come and have a major experience here. We have great restaurants, we have a great climate, we have all those things that add up, very family friendly, like you said, and that really gives the Eastern Shore and Daphne a really good reputation.
It does. It's a beautiful place to visit. Our mayor and city council have just done such an amazing job with our city. I'm so grateful to them. They are so supportive of tourism, and they understand the value that it brings to our community. It's not just for our businesses. I mean, all of the tourists that come in are bringing revenue to our city that is going into a fund that is supporting all of these projects in our community, that it's beautifying our community. So we really have to be grateful for the people who we've elected, who are doing such a great job running our city. And I personally am grateful for them entrusting me to run and build tourism in our city. We're not Little Daphne anymore.
No.
We're not Little Daphne. We're, a city of 29,000, and we're growing at a rapid rate.
As you're growing, and how long have you been in this role?
So I have been with the City of Daphne for a little over 6 years.
Oh, wow.
I started in sales at the Daphne Civic Center, and only recently was promoted to tourism manager with the city. And, again, that's just a lot of gratitude that I have for our mayor and city council who see the how vital tourism is for our city, and the economic impact that it brings, that it's a much bigger picture. So I have only just started officially in this role since October of 24, but have been working on building and developing it over the last couple of years.
So as you are building it and as you are growing, the necessity for tourism is even greater now than it was when you started 6 years ago in sales. How do you see, what are the things that you are doing to try to develop that more? And where are you reaching out to try to say, okay, these are more projects or these are more events that we want to have?
That's a great question. I'm so glad you asked. I'm so glad you asked. This is just a huge passion of mine. So, it's so exciting because Daphne is such uncharted territory. There's just so much ground to cover. So what we are working on, and what I've been working on is partnering with the state. Our state tourism department there's just amazing people who work there, just smart, intelligent, passionate people about tourism that we've been partnering with and joining up with and attending quarterly meetings and working together on, partnering on different initiatives, different DMOs across the state. What are you doing for your city?
DMO, let's explain what that is.
Yeah, so something about tourism, there's a lot of acronyms.
Yes.
DMO is Destination Marketing Organization.
There we go.
Yep. So Daphne is now one of those. Just working with different DMOs across the state, seeing how they're bringing in business, targeting, conferences. We have the Alabama League of Municipalities conference that's going to be here this November. So that's 300 people from across the state who will be staying in our hotels and eating in our restaurants and, impacting our community.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
It is.
And those cities get to see and you're on display. Daphne is on display so that they have so it just magnifies the amount of prestige we have here on the Eastern Shore, in my opinion. I mean, the Eastern Shore is one of the greatest places to be. So it just helps bring the notoriety and the respect from all over the place. So if you had a favorite, but I'm going to put you on the spot. Mm-hmm. If you have a favorite event that you love putting on, what would that be?
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
That really is tough.
I thought it'd be easy. I thought you'd go right to the regional dance competition.
Those are fun. They are very fun. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work on our team. I will say we have a staff that works so hard at the Civic Center all night, all day on our events, especially the dance competitions. But those have a great, impact for our economy. I will say Mardi Gras is always a lot of fun. There's always a good story that comes out of there, especially for the staff who are there overnight and, kind of see everything as it unfolds. Anime is a great one. Just all the costumes and all the different people that it brings in. We have different galas and banquets. So it's really, there's never one day that is exactly like the next day. So every day is a different group, a different event, something exciting. So it's really a great place to be.
Well, I can tell you from personal experience, when I've done weddings at the Civic Center, the staff at the Civic Center are off the chain. They are so attentive to everything and want to make sure everything's right. We had a problem with the speaker one time for the ceremony. They were right on it and got that fixed just like that before the bride even knew anything that was going on. It was just phenomenal staff there. I can tell you that for sure. Those guys were great.
Yes, I'm so glad to hear it, and I will tell you, I love when I get to hear that because I'm not always there for those moments, but I do get to hear about them afterward, and it always makes me glow. Because it's a great team, and we are few but mighty, so that means a lot. I'll have to forward that to them and make sure they know.
They're phenomenal men that were there. I'm sure there's women there too, but I've only worked with the men there, so that was great.
They are.
So I want to thank Cloud Mountain Coffee for allowing us to be here today. It is a coffee shop that has the finest of trade coffee. And we're in Old Town Daphne. We focus on top quality drinks in a very boutique in and out kind of style. We are, when I say we, I mean Cloud Mountain Coffee. And if you haven't been here, please come by and pick up some coffee. It's amazing coffee. They have an absolutely amazing atmosphere here, and we're so thankful that they allowed us to come film here today. Also want to say that they're open Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 4. And on Saturday from 7 to 3. We just love them so much. All right, Shannon, is there anything that we needed to touch on that we haven't touched on yet? I mean, it's just, I'm sure there is, but in the short amount of time we have, what are some really things that we really need, that everybody needs to know?
Yeah. Again, great question. I really am appreciative of all the questions that you're asking. So a huge thing for Daphne that's coming at the end of 2026 is our amphitheater.
Yes.
Which is so exciting. That whole amphitheater will be built down at Bayfront Park. So it is projected to be finalized at the end of 2026. So there will be a lot of exciting events. We'll have concerts. We have Eastern Shore Repertory Theater, who will be having an inaugural performance with us. Shortly after, we'll have our Daphne Centennial in 2027. So much happening, so much to stay tuned for. And that construction is starting this summer. So really, I mean, Daphne there's a lot of great things happening. So look for that soon.
Shannon, thank you so much for being here. I'm looking forward to the amphitheater, see how it comes out. It's an amazing location down by the bay. It's just a beautiful place to be.
Yeah.
And Daphne's a beautiful place to be. Thank you so much for watching Out of the Office Talks with Eastern Shore Chamber. I'm Jason Schmidt with firewatchbusiness.net. And this has been Shannon and Brannon from the City of Daphne in Sales and Tourism. So if you have something to talk to her about, she'll be happy to talk to you. Again, thank you, Cloud Mountain Coffee, for having us today.
Thank you.
And we appreciate it. And we're going to go have us a little bit more coffee. See y'all next month.
Thank you. Bye.